Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from the palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And the top of the morning to you and yours on this Thursday.
Boy, does he have a lot of chutzpah.
I don't know if I'd say that this morning.
What have you got to say for yourself?
Well, I got a lot to say for myself.
You're not really much of a morning person.
I am a morning person. I have no idea what you're speaking of. I can tell you that it is 6:07 this morning. Mr. Clock, would you please certify the time?
It's now 6:07 a.m.
6:07 a.m. on the Thursday morning edition of the Get Up and Go show. My lovely, beautiful, talented co-host is always to my left, otherwise known as my work wife, the one and only Bonnie Ashley.
And we say good morning to my work husband.
That's right.
Evan 9.
That's right. We need to get work wedding bands. No, I'm just kidding.
They could be like kind of colorful. We could get some colorful wedding bands. Maybe like purple and pink. I don't know if you would want to wear the pink one.
I would wear a pink one. Sure. I have no objection. I would wear it while we're here for 3 hours.
You know, I like guys in pink. Sometimes there's a guy that's sporting once in a while that nice pink shirt and usually with the blue stripes or the green stripings going down it. And sometimes I think it looks so good on a gentleman.
I will rock a pink dress shirt. I have 2 of them.
Good.
And I will rock a pink dress shirt with a light blue blazer. Now, there's a nice combination.
Has that one been posted on Facebook?
Not yet.
Because I've seen you in a couple of, a couple of outfits on there, you and your family, or where you're looking very extraordinaire.
White linen pants, white shoes, white sneakers to go with it. Pink button-down shirt, untucked, because that's the style, and a light blue blazer.
Yeah.
And boom, I should be on the set of Miami Vice. There you go. Done.
It makes Rachel think you should become one of those male models.
No. Way too old for that.
You never know.
Thank you for the compliment.
You could. I like that guy in that one commercial from, I think it's from down south, for a men's upper, kind of where the men buy their suits. And I like that guy with the deep voice, and he's a distinguished older looking man. And he always says, "You're going to like the way you look. You're going to like the way you look." I'm
trying to find the picture that I have in that blue blazer to show you, but it's not with a pink shirt. Oh, here it is right here, Bonnie. So there's the blue blazer I was telling you about.
Oh, that's nice.
See?
That looks like kind of like velvety, or so is that like a velvety feel to that blazer?
No, it has it's got like some palm trees in it.
Oh, that's a nice design too. Yeah. Once you get up nice and close, from far away, it looks like you have a little whiteage going on the blue, but kind of mixed in, and then getting up close, you can see some palm trees on there.
Yeah, I could rock a pink shirt underneath that one.
You could get under a shady palm tree with your your dapper jacket.
There you go.
I always like when I first started dating Gary, once in a while he would wear this blue shirt. And sometimes, like when the gentlemen have blue eyes too, it seems like a blue shirt will bring their eyes out even more so. And then I remember my cousin rocking, not that I'm getting into my cousin and doing the cousin
I
thing,
know that, Bonnie.
But my cousin Wayne, one time, I think he was sporting, gosh, it might have been the pink shirt with the
I
blue
found
linings
it.
in it.
I found it.
He looked good in it too.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I found the picture with the pink shirt and the jacket.
Oh, let's see that.
Yes. There.
Pink shirt and okay. So there's the same jacket on with the blue and the palm trees, but a pink shirt underneath.
Yes.
And then Rachel wearing a matching dress.
Pink dress on.
That looks very pretty. Let me see her dress again.
Okay, sure.
That's the kind of dress I would like to wear. I would like to buy
you would
that
look good
one.
in something. I'll sell it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll sell you her dress.
You still have that one in the closet?
Yeah, $149.50 if you want it.
Really pretty. I saw one, lo and behold, I saw one at Goodwill like that. It was a red one, and it was on the mannequin stand out in Palm City. It was kind of like I think it was short sleeve, but it was kind of like a sweater kind of red where it came right above your kneecaps. Those are the kind of dresses I usually like to wear. I don't like to wear them. I look more sexy, I think, you see, when I wear them above the kneecaps.
I would agree.
But not all
I
the
would
way.
agree.
But
No.
not all the way up to my thighs like some of the
No.
girls wear, and they get really brave about it.
No, or up to the tuchus. You don't want to wear it up that high.
No, I don't.
No.
You know,
I would say just above the knee
on the knee
is perfect. Maybe an inch or two.
Yeah.
And that would be perfect.
That's like elegant and
yeah. Oh, very elegant.
I like to look elegant, kind of classy, but not what is the word when like you mentioned, the ladies wear it up to their tuchus, like I'm trying to
we don't want to go there.
I don't know.
No, we don't want to go there because you're not that kind of a girl.
No,
you're not that kind of a girl. You're not street trash.
I was surprised. I went to the DMV yesterday.
Oh, how did that go? Tell me. Let me hear.
Painless.
Yeah?
You know,
did you get right in?
You have to make an appointment, like you say.
Right.
I did get right in. However, there was a huge line. And I guess they've been really busy like that lately. This is the one in Port St. Lucie on Walton Road.
You went to the Walton Road office. Okay.
Walton Road. And yeah, they made it painless. And the reason they do so is, they have 2 rows of people helping you, 2 rows of customer service people there. And the line went by so fast.
There's like a desk as you walk in right on the left.
There is.
And they ask you what you're here for.
Yeah.
And you tell them you have an appointment.
And they direct you exactly where to go.
How long do you have to wait?
Go to the, what did I wait in line? 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most.
Bam, you were taken just like that.
And then the customer service gal, the lady that works there that helped me, she was so helpful and made it so painless. I thought she was just a doll. At the end, I said, thank you for making this painless. Eye test. This is upon getting your driver's license.
You did have to get your eye test.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy as pie.
Okay. Yeah, you put your forehead up to that little thing and you read the letters.
First, they give you a little sanitation wipe to wipe that thing off.
I like that.
Which makes sense.
I like that.
Read line 5 for me. Oh, that's what I got to do. Read line 5.
Okay.
So you get a little nervous.
All right.
And then
Bonnie, can you read that right there? What I'm holding up?
Then I read the letters like it was nobody's
your eye chart
business. Yeah, I almost can read that one. But and then I don't like getting my picture taken.
Oh, I know how picky you are about that.
Actually, we went through the stance where I don't like that one. Let's take it one more time.
Okay.
Because that's just me.
Okay, that's okay.
We took one, and I actually liked it just as well, if not better, than the
you
one
were happy with
that I took 10 years ago.
Okay.
I thought there'd be such a change, and I'd look so old and gray or something.
Could you share it with me? Can I see it?
I'll show it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm
It's over there somewhere.
Get my purse out.
Okay. All right.
Between.
Okay.
But yeah, that license got to stay with me for the next
Was it
10 years.
It stays with you?
When I hand it over and I have to show the clerk or anybody my license, I want them to see a good picture.
Now, is your new license, the old license was sideways. The new license is up and down, I think.
Nope, this was sideways also.
It was?
Yeah.
I heard that all the new licenses are up and down where it's
oh, don't say that. I hope they don't call me and say I got to do it again because of that. No, I'm legal now. And then they give you your old license back, but they chop the little chip off in the corner.
On the corner, yeah.
She saved my picture of it though, which
souvenir.
Sometimes the picture I like to save because you like to look back at that time when you were getting your driver's license and what was going on in your life.
So the license was flawless getting that done. How about the registrations? You got that done too?
Tags.
Easy peasy, done and over with.
Yeah, it was so quick and fast.
Good. You had a great experience.
In and out of there, even though there was a huge line. So I want to say if you're going in, don't be scared of the line. Give yourself a moment, breathe. That line goes by.
Having the appointment, though, is the key. That's the golden ticket.
See, I didn't think you needed an appointment anymore either, Evan. You told me that a couple of days ago. Yeah.
I knew because I had to go down there and register my scooter. When I got my scooter months ago.
That's got to be registered too, right?
I had to have an appointment. That's how I knew that. Otherwise, I would have been doing what you were almost going to do. And then I did research and they said, yes, you have to have an appointment. I'm like, okay, I'm making an appointment.
What was I was going to head down there Tuesday morning right out of here without that appointment.
Yeah, you'd have been upset if you would have got there.
Now, actually, there was a guy ahead of me that I don't think he had the appointment. He was wearing a mask, but they let him in. And they let him in right before me because he got there first.
Did he get taken before you, though?
Yeah, which was I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like I'm
All
not.
right.
I didn't play the Karen part with that yesterday.
I don't think you would ever do that. You're not a Karen kind of girl.
I always like the name Karen. I don't think
Mhm.
they should have done that to that name.
No.
So is Karen now a name, or is it a symbol, or
Yeah.
what does it become?
I don't think I'd ever name my child Karen.
Think of Karen Carpenter.
Yeah.
And maybe any of the famous Karens
Mhm.
or the people who are already named Karen.
It's funny you mentioned that because the girl that I had a major crush on in elementary school, her name was Karen.
No kidding.
Karen
Yeah.
Navarro. I remember it to this day. Navarro. Remember it to this day.
In honor of the Karens, I should whip up a petition and say, change this. Somebody change this. And they'll probably say, okay, then we'll change it to Bonnie.
How about Corrine?
I
instead
like that.
of Karen.
I know a Corrine up north.
Yeah, I know one Corrine.
Yes.
One Corrine. And that's about it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that went good for you yesterday. I
Oh,
really
yeah.
am. I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, I wonder how she's doing over at the DMV.
Painless. And then if you have like 2 or 3 vehicles, watch before you see. What I almost did was I said, so these stickers can go on either vehicle. It doesn't matter.
Oh, no.
She said, oh, no, just like you did.
They're specific.
Yeah.
Very specific. On the registration, it'll tell you.
Read the line.
Yeah. Read the line that the kind of car it goes on. I did that mistake once many moons ago.
Did you? Did you
I
get
thought,
caught?
yeah, I did. I got caught.
Like a cop was closely in back of you.
I
He
got
could
pulled
see the
over.
sticker, ran it.
I got pulled over, and he told me that I had the wrong sticker. I was pulled over. I don't remember what it was for, but he ran my tag and he looked at the sticker and he goes, "Sir, you realize you have the wrong sticker on your vehicle?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Which am I supposed to do?" And then he told me, and I'm like, "Oh, I thought you're just allowed to plop any sticker." And this is like eons and eons and eons ago.
It's a good thing we're
So,
having this conversation because some people might not realize that.
yeah, so if you own 4 cars, you can't just pick a random car and put a random sticker
Put
on
any
it.
sticker that it'll
No.
tell you on the little tag information.
Look at your registration. It'll tell you, like if you have a 2020 Ford, then that's the sticker that goes on that vehicle.
It's written right on there, right in that little fine print where I couldn't see because I didn't have my readers.
Mhm.
So kind of like I need them here every morning.
Now, when you took your eye exam yesterday, did you have to do it with or without glasses?
I wasn't even wearing my glasses. I
Okay.
was wearing my corrective lenses.
The contacts?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And I think even if I had worn my glasses in, they would have had me do it with my glasses on. Yeah.
And then if you would have passed with the glasses on, then you would have gotten that endorsement on your license that says corrective lenses, which means that every time you drive, you have to wear glasses.
Oh, they ask you that too.
Do they?
Yeah. She asked me right away, do you wear corrective lenses or
Yeah.
glasses?
Yeah.
Lenses. Do you have them in now? Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's take the eye test. And
Okay.
that's that fast and easy.
Well,
They
good.
want to get you through fast too, just
Yeah.
as much as you want to get through fast.
Well, I'm glad it
and
all worked
quickly.
out good for you.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad it is
I'm
because
glad
I know
it's
you wanted
over.
to. I know you were like, man, I'm like, I got to go to the DMV. I got to stand in line. I got to do this, got to do that, and
But you can look at it like you would rather probably go to the DMV than the dentist. Now,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Oh, heck yeah.
Or to
Oh,
get
heck
your
yeah.
blood drawn.
Oh,
Now,
don't
wouldn't
even
you?
go there. You know how I am about them damn needles. No, 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 no.
I don't like them either.
Yeah. It is 6:20 on a Thursday morning, the Thursday morning edition of the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. So without further ado, we're going to go right to the news desk. Here's Bonnie with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
And good morning to you, Evan. Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer is planning to step down by the end of this term after nearly 3 decades on the high court. A source with knowledge of his plans told USA Today on Wednesday, handing President Joe Biden his first opportunity to nominate a jurist whose influence could be felt for decades. Breyer's announcement, which several outlets citing unnamed sources said would occur at the end of the court's term this summer, will kick off a frenzied process by naming and confirming a successor, typically a months-long ordeal that in this case is expected to end with a groundbreaking nominee. Biden had promised during his presidential campaign to name a Black woman to the Supreme Court for the first time in American history. Well, blood donations have plummeted throughout the pandemic, but the area's blood supplier has come up with a new way to enable donors to track where a donation goes and perhaps receive a thank you message from its recipient. One Blood, which serves Indian River, St. Lucie, and Martin counties and is familiar to residents with its big red bus donation vehicles, has unveiled its My One Blood Journey program that notifies donors when their blood is on its way to help a patient and even what hospital it's heading to. To participate in the program, donors simply need to provide their email address at the time of donation. A tag is attached to donations. One Blood sends to hospitals, and patients or family members can send an electronic message back to their donor even. And U.S. Coast Guard crews found one body while searching for 39 people said to have been on a boat that capsized about 40 miles off the Fort Pierce Inlet, according to the Coast Guard Wednesday. The search began after a Good Samaritan rescued one person Tuesday from a 25-foot boat capsized off Fort Pierce. The Good Samaritan reported to Coast Guard officials at 8 a.m. he rescued the man. Coast Guard Captain Joanne F. Burdian said in a commercial tug and barge heading to Jacksonville spotted the boat 40 miles east of Fort Pierce. The boat that rescued the survivor was identified as Signet Intruder, part of the Signet Maritime Corporation. The survivor reported leaving Bimini Saturday evening with 39 other people on board the vessel, she said. The vessel capsized shortly after they departed due to severe weather in the area. She said the survivor wasn't wearing a life jacket and said no one else wore one. Veteran rocker Neil Young threatened to remove his music from Spotify unless the streaming giant cuts ties with podcast host Joe Rogan. In an open letter to his management team and record label that has since been deleted from his website, Young criticized Spotify for disseminating false information about COVID-19 and gave the platform an ultimatum, him or Rogan. On his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan has criticized pandemic lockdown protocols, expressed skepticism about the COVID-19 vaccine, complained about vaccine mandates, and recommended treatments that have not been approved. Well, lastly, 7 new ice cream flavors that taste like Little Debbie snacks are hitting the Walmart freezer aisle February 1st. This comes after a limited run of Christmas tree cake flavored ice cream they did over the holidays. But they say the new flavors will be available year round. The 7 new snacks getting their own ice creams are oatmeal cream pies, cosmic brownies, zebra cakes, honey buns in your ice cream. Now that sounds fatty. Honey buns alone is fatty, let alone put it in ice cream. Cosmic brownies, zebra cakes, strawberry shortcake rolls, and nutty bars. But very cheap. Each pint costs only $2.50. The Indian River State College Pioneers won their 20th game, but it wasn't easy against State College of Florida from Bradenton. The game was a nail-biter with the Pioneers popping the Manatees 84-83 by 1 point in overtime. The Pioneers gave their coach Charlie Wilson a 5th consecutive 20-win season. Now, next game is in Fort Myers against Florida Southwestern. The FSW Bucks are number 12 in the U.S., while IRSC is number 3 in the USA and number 2 in Florida. Tip is 2 p.m. on Saturday on WPSL Global with pregame at 1:45. The IRSC women beat a Daytona prep school too, 89-49. And our news time is 6:25. We'll have weather and traffic together for you next.
6:28 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how is it looking outside?
All is well outside, Evan. We are not finding any traffic accidents for these early Thursday morning hours. Yep, if you're heading up at the turnpike, heading down I-95, everything is moving smoothly north and southbound this morning. That's US 1 included. And if you see something, say something, tell us at 220-9788 at 220-WSTU. And it's nice and mild, too. It's 65 degrees here in Stuart. Under a clear sky, it's 60 degrees in Seville, Spain. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 60s, some fog developing mainly inland. This afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. We'll see partly sunny skies and a few stray showers possible. Tomorrow, some showers in the morning, then sunny for the afternoon with highs in the upper 70s. Saturday, some showers in the morning and then sunshine for the afternoon. Temperatures 40s and highs only in the upper 50s with those winds picking. Morning temperatures down to the 20s to low 30s. A cold start to the day and chilly afternoon with highs in the low 60s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
It is 6:32 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for viral videos. So I got a couple for you this morning. Do you have any, just out of curiosity?
Any viral
Any
videos?
viral videos you want to talk about?
Let me see if
Anything
I do.
interesting?
No viral
No?
videos
Okay.
this morning.
All right, cool. Just thought I'd ask. This is pretty cool. It's kind of a cute viral video. It's about Viagra. We all know what Viagra does for guys. It kind of helps them along for guys that have ED, so to speak. Well, a company called RexMD will deliver generic Viagra in a very discreet package to your door within 48 hours. And they have a very funny commercial to promote it, Bonnie. You have to watch the commercial and listen to the audio. I have it up here.
Rex is a very old company, isn't it now?
Yeah.
Doesn't that go back like to the 1940s or something.
When I think of Rex, I think of dinosaur.
Or is it Rexall that I'm thinking of?
Oh, you're thinking of Rexall.
Rexall, I bet.
Yeah, you're thinking of Rexall.
They're a drug company also.
Yeah.
So this one's Rex. Okay.
So here's the commercial, and if you could see the video and just watch the flag on the mailbox. Okay, here we go.
Generic Viagra delivered within 48 hours in discreet packaging on approval. No one will know but you. Oh, and your mailbox. RexMD.com is the fast, easy, and affordable way to get generic Viagra.
That's impressive. Whoever came up with that idea.
That is creativity at its best.
It's brilliant.
It really is.
And tell the folks what just happened there,
I
Evan.
will gladly tell the folks what happened. So the video shows a mailbox with the flag down. Okay, the flag is down. And the mailman puts the discreet package in the mailbox. And then all of a sudden, as the announcer is talking, once the mailman closes the mailbox door, about 5 seconds later, the flag just pops upright.
It raises.
It raises up. That's all I'm going to say. It raises up.
That's some creative advertising right there.
Loved it.
Of course, we know that out at our mailboxes, when that flag is up, that means you do have outgoing mail.
Yes.
And for the little postman to stick his hand on in there, take the mail.
I've always been afraid to leave mail in the mailbox for the mailman for some reason. I don't know why. I just always have, because of the simple fact of I'm afraid that somebody could steal my mail, especially if it's real important stuff.
Really? Like I don't know. I've sent out car payments and, payments, with the little stamp on, and I've never really been afraid of that.
I'm not a big fan of postage mail anymore, and I'll tell you why. Rachel sent something to our niece for Christmas last year. Second week of December, Bonnie, she just got it 3 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
From here to Tennessee.
That's it.
It took 4 weeks to get from here to Tennessee.
How big of a package, or was it?
It was an envelope.
A letter that she sent?
We figured out why. Yeah, got to blame Rachel on this one. I'm going to throw the wife under the bus here. She transposed the wrong numbers in the zip code.
Okay. So
she reversed 2 of the numbers.
She wasn't wearing her readers.
Probably.
You got to wear your readers with that.
She had a blonde moment, we'll just say.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that can be done.
Yeah.
I'm just like one of those checkers, though, really, if in my car payment still, too, where I should have that memorized by now.
Yeah.
Yes, I do it old school. I don't go on the computer.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Send it in an envelope and with the packaging. But I read and I pre-read and I read again that little P.O. box number in Cincinnati where I'm sending it to, that Cincinnati zip code. And I'm checking and I'm checking it again.
Very good. Very good.
I always want them to get my payment. So
got to make sure. Otherwise, we don't want that vehicle being towed away.
No.
And repossessed.
What would happen if you missed one payment? What do they do?
Nothing really. They'll give you a late fee is what will happen.
Oh.
And then the following month you have to do a double payment.
Double.
Right. And you will get a late fee.
You're double paying anyway.
Yeah, you're double paying.
It's not like you can just skip a month and say, oh, whoops.
Now you can also ask for what's called an extension. Are you aware of that?
No.
Yes. If let's say I do this around holiday time. Let's say that holiday time, you're going to be spending an awful lot of money and you may be running a little short on your car payment because you're spending on Christmas presents, this, that, and the other. Just This is in general, anybody.
It's good for me to know because I like to spend a lot on people on holiday.
So what you do is you call your car loan company and you ask them if you can get an extension on your car loan. So what the extension does, it allows you to miss that month's car payment.
Interesting.
And they take it and put it on the tail end of the loan.
So you're paying a little bit longer with your loan.
Right. You just have an extra month on your car loan, but you've extended and you get to take that money that you would normally spend on your car payment and use it for whatever you want.
That's good to know that you can do that. Convenient because I wasn't aware of that, Evan.
Yeah. Yep. Very, very good stuff.
Yeah.
Here's another viral video of a group of moms in Boston who are really done with the pandemic. They've been getting together recently on a football field and just letting off a whole lot of steam by screaming. So here's the audio of it. Great.
Practice one. That'll be our practice. All right.
Just a group of moms getting together, letting off steam.
Oh, yeah. You asked me about a viral video. I do remember one from yesterday that's quite significant.
Okay.
Because I think up in Hershey, Pennsylvania, or in that area, they put a bunch of those teddy bears onto a hockey ice.
Yes, you talked about that in the news, as a matter of fact.
All of the players, all of the fans, they brought teddy bears, I guess, where they placed. And there were some like 52,000
I heard about
teddy
that.
bears covering this hockey stadium ice. And then I guess all the bears were donated to boys and girls clubs in that Pennsylvania area. But I've never seen, this many teddy bears all in one place and like on an icy cold ice rink.
I know the Panthers used to do something where people would throw rats or something on the ice, but not 52,000 of them.
Yeah.
Could you imagine 52,000 teddy bears on the ice? You would never see. There would be no ice to see.
You would drown in all of those teddy bears.
My gosh, the cleanup crew to be able to clean up all those teddy bears?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, or, I'm sure they had workers come out, volunteers, and put them into bags, like to bring them to the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, and that's a good thing. They give it to a good cause.
Yep. And then to think hockey can be such a violent sport.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what's more violent, hockey or football. Because those are very violent sports.
Yeah, in hockey, you gotta have the agility, but not only having the agility like a football player, you got to do it on ice skates.
Yeah,
which is to me would be even harder.
I mean, you ever seen the way these guys it's called checking, where they check the other hockey player like into the glass, and they like smash into the glass, and then they start like. When the two hockey players, they'll get into a fight on the ice.
That's brutal.
And the referees will let them fight. They'll let them fight until they fall down.
And they get those boys. They get a lot of gashes and gashes to the eyes, gashes to the nose.
Lose their teeth
after a game. It looks like they were in some sort of bloody sort of fight.
A war.
They are warriors.
That is not for me. Well, I have one more video. Somebody is teaching a little girl how to say Pinocchio by dividing it into 4 sections.
Aww.
Yes, so let's listen. This is really cute.
P. No. P. O. Pinocchio.
I think she has it, and she has it her way.
Is that cute?
That is.
Little girl trying to say Pinocchio, so they divide it up into syllables for the little girl and see if they could assist her with that.
I see Our Lady Snyder on the transvestite that was winning on.
Oh, the Jeopardy girl, the trans girl.
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
She finally loses.
I know.
After did she win like some 40 games, I think.
Oh my gosh. I think she's like the number 3 most winningest person, or number 2.
Number 2 right now. I think she's right behind Ken Jennings for that winning. And she lost it on a question about, the answer was Bangladesh, with the only city in this country that ends with an SH. And she answered it incorrectly in the final round, it looks like, which she wagered $8,000, and it brought her into second place on I think at last night's show.
Devastating.
But you watch this and you're like, who's going to beat this person? This person's so incredible. When is she going to be off the show? He or she, when is he or she going to be off the show?
She's referred to as a she, because it's proper pronouns for. That's what she goes by. But man, it's like, like you said, when is she going to lose? And it's like she just keeps winning and winning and winning and winning.
And a lady finally beat her with the answer Bangladesh last night. So incredible. She had like a really incredible run. I wonder if she's going to come back now and be one of those celebrity hosts, or once in a while.
I think she's coming back for the Tournament of Champions, from what I understand. She'll be on that.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
I wonder if she's also going to make the morning show rounds now that the show is done, because they pre-tape all that.
Of course, we probably haven't seen the last of her. I still want to go on YouTube and find the Jeopardy ones where Aaron Rodgers has hosted.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Still haven't seen those yet.
I saw one.
Did he come across as very smart? Of course, right?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence
with his hosting skills.
Yeah, I'm a little on the fence.
To his quarterbacking
I think he's
skills.
a much better quarterback than a Jeopardy show host.
I still want to see it though. I mean, I'm rather intrigued to watch this one. I've seen the one with Mayim Bialik from The Big Bang Theory. She does a good job too, and I like it with Ken Jennings.
I like Ken Jennings. I think Ken Jennings would be my hands down vote for the permanent host.
Yeah.
Because of his background and his win streak and everything else. I think he would be the perfect fit for that show.
I think this lady Snyder would do well as a host on it too.
Yeah.
I bet she would, but there was nobody like Alex Trebek.
Oh man.
Nobody like him.
No. No, nobody liked the good old Alex Trebek. And when I think of Alex Trebek, I think about that thick mustache that he had.
Yeah. And I
then
think
he took it off.
Yeah, and go ahead. And then he did what?
He took the mustache off for a while.
Oh yeah, he looked a little bit different with that. I liked him, with or without. What I found really impressive and intriguing was when he was battling pancreatic cancer.
Oh, yes.
And he lived with it. He beat it for many years. There was even one point, I think it was like 2 years before his death, he was seen working on or cleaning off his roof up on the roof of his house. And you're like, that's incredible. How is one working like this with this kind of cancer?
Well, he even hosted the show.
Yeah.
He would get his treatment and then he'd go down to the TV studio. He would tape the show. I mean, he was dedicated all the way to the very, very end.
Trying to fight it tooth and nail.
Yeah, definitely so.
What an incredible run.
6:45 is the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
And good morning to you. Justin Stephen Breyer is retiring from the U.S. Supreme Court, and a likely candidate to succeed him grew up here in Florida.
Stephen Breyer is one of 3 generally liberal justices on the High Court. Constitutional law professor Brendan Beery of the WMU Cooley Law School in Tampa says activists were campaigning for Breyer to step down in case Republicans win control of the Senate this fall.
He was under a lot of pressure and decided to take a different route than Justice Ginsburg did.
Biden has pledged to nominate an African-American woman to the High Court, and Beery says the name he's watching is Federal Appeals Court Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, already vetted by the administration. I'm Gordon Bird.
A city in Central Florida finds itself in need of a new police chief. The Winter Park city manager announced yesterday that Chief Michael Deal has resigned. This follows Deal's arrest in Seminole County last week for domestic violence. As overall COVID-19 cases decline, a local infectious disease doctor says that doesn't mean a decline in his workload. WPTV's John Shaman has the story.
Every single day we're seeing new cases.
It's been more than a year of 18-hour days for Dr. Modi Ramgopal. Even though the number of COVID patients he sees now is still quite high, the Omicron variant is less severe.
Compared to the Delta, where for me was one of the worst periods of my life, to be honest.
He's been at the forefront of clinical trials, gaining access to monoclonal antibodies not long after then President Trump was treated back in 2020.
Which we have never seen the number of monoclonal antibodies develop in such a quick rate.
He understands why monoclonal antibody sites were recently closed, as the FDA said their effectiveness against the Omicron strain of the virus was limited. However, he's upset that the government hasn't yet made antiviral pills widely available.
You go to India, it's available, but we still don't have it available in Florida to the extent which are most patients who are infected very early. When we look at the data and show 90% reduction in hospitalization.
We reported last week the pills were only available with a prescription at a handful of places around South Florida and nowhere on the Treasure Coast.
It's kind of shocking, it's kind of distressing, and it's kind of concerning and worrying How is it we can't make this happen?
Dr. Ramgopal also wishes vaccination rates were better.
That once patients are vaccinated, once you have a booster, we don't see those patients being admitted. And if they are, they may be admitted for something else, and the COVID is incidental, and then they're discharged in a few days. The game is still not over yet. We still have ways to go, but we are 2 and 3 steps further along.
John Shainman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A boil water advisory is in effect for all Fort Pierce Utilities Authority customers after a water line break Tuesday night. The utility said water was restored Wednesday morning, but all customers remain under a precautionary boil water advisory until further notice, according to a news release. FPUA crews are continuing to test and flush the water to ensure clarity. Customers are urged to boil drinking and cooking water before use. A rolling boil of 1 minute is sufficient, according to the release. The U.S. Coast Guard, actually a Florida boat captain, is being credited with saving a man lost at sea off the coast of Fort Pierce. And the U.S. Coast Guard said at least one person is dead. Dozens more are missing after a boat believed to be involved in a human smuggling operation capsized on Tuesday. The crew of a tugboat, the Signet Intruder, noticed something odd in the water. We spotted an object that looked odd. We turned towards it to get a closer look. Once we got closer, we realized it was a boat that was capsized, Captain Ryan Elwin said. The boat's crew took pictures. The image below shows a 25-foot boat capsized with a man sitting on it, and the Coast Guard said the man who was rescued is lucky. We often rely on sometimes heroic acts of Good Samaritans operating in a marine environment, and this case is no exception, said Commander Joanne Burdian with the U.S. Coast Guard. We're deeply grateful that mariner located the survivor in this case and saved his life. The search continues for the dozens who do remain missing. And President Joe Biden signed an executive order Wednesday that makes sexual harassment an offense under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. The executive order also changes the military's response to domestic violence and the distribution of intimate visual images. The order was called on for by the I Am Vanessa Guillen Act in the 2022 National Defense Authorization Act. Army's Vanessa Guillen was 20 years old when she died in 2020. Now, she was stationed at Fort Hood in Texas when she was last seen in a parking lot on post. Her remains were found near Fort Hood 2 months after she disappeared. Gillian's family said she had been sexually harassed multiple times at Fort Hood before she died. TGI Friday is going to give out free appetizers to delivery drivers and mail carriers next month. Anyone who shows up in uniform on February 10th can get one. They say it's to thank them for everything they've done during the pandemic. Dylan Elcott has lost his last ever professional tennis match after bowing out in the Australian Open wheelchair singles final, and there wasn't a dry eye in the crowd. Elcott went head-to-head with Dutch player Sam Schroeder in Thursday afternoon's decider, with the crowd in the Rod Laver Arena cheering him on with every point. Schroeder took an early lead, winning the first set 7-5 after an hour and 10 minutes of playing, and proved too good for the Aussie, winning the second set 6-0. News time is 6:52. We'll have weather and traffic together for you next.
It is 6:53 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie has a peek outside. Bonnie?
And Evan, it looks like there's some heavy fog if you're traveling north. Up to the north of us, there's a travel advisory, I-95 northbound in the Vero Beach area, and right around mile marker 147 is when you're going to be running into some heavy fog in that area this morning. Back here on the Treasure Coast, it's looking good. Nothing happening right now on our highways. Things look nice bound on the major ones. US 1 looking good right now. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 63 degrees in Port St. Lucie and in Bear, Delaware this morning. 12 above, and Bear, where only the woolly bears are warm this morning with 12 above. Here's your weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper developing mainly inland. This afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. We'll see partly sunny skies and a few stray showers possible. Tomorrow, some showers in the morning, then sunny for the afternoon with highs in the upper 70s. Saturday, some showers in the morning and then sunshine for the afternoon. Temperatures starting off in the upper 40s and highs only in the upper 50s with those winds picking up. By Sunday morning, temperatures down to the 20s to low 30s. A cold start to the day and chilly afternoon with highs in the low 60s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
It is 6:58 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. And coming up next hour at the bottom of the hour, one of our favorite people is going to be here. Classy guy all the way. A+. Joe Catcherbone heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce.
I bet he has a couple of really classy coats in his closet too, Evan.
I bet he's got more than, I'm sure he's got plenty of classy coats, but I'm sure he's probably got a whole barrage of suits.
And I wonder if he has any boots, like any fancy cowboy boots.
I bet he does.
That he might wear with that.
We'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
When we talk to him next out.
I could definitely see him all decked out in that, like coming into town, coming to see us looking like the marshal.
I can see him just hopping on one of his horses and rolling right up at a business after hours event on his horse.
Like Matt Dillon.
Right?
Like Matt Dillon and Gunsmoke.
Yeah, definitely so. He's got a gun on each side. It goes boom, boom, and watch out, there's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, we're going to take a short pause for the cause, and we'll be back right after the news on WSTU Stuart, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And it's a Thursday morning. We're feeling real good here on the Get Up and Go show.
Which one of you has been eating all the Cheetos snacks?
Well, let me see. It's not me, and it's not Bonnie, because we don't have orange dust on us.
Please stop! Can you at least stab me in my ear?
No, I'm not stabbing anything.
People are complaining. They want to know if you guys can maybe just do it right.
We always do things right here around the Get Up and Go show. It's 7:07.
It's now 7:07 a.m.
How dare that man say, please stab me in the ear, Bonnie? Shame on him.
Yeah, you don't want to be. You could get that little ear pitch if you stab them with whatever you're pitching with, and then that's never any much fun.
No, it'd be a pain in the not in the backside, but a pain in the ear.
It sure would be now.
Let's do some birthdays. And of course, if you were born today, January the 27th, we wish you a happy birthday. We always start with you first, Bonnie.
We have to wish a very special happy birthday to David Rooney today, my good friend, a gentleman that's living over in Savannah's. I think it's Savannah Club.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice little development.
In Port St. Lucie. It sure is. They have a nice little golf cart to ride around on out there, the pool facility. I think they have like a bar now, too, or, like an area where folks can congregate.
All right.
But David Rooney, happy birthday to you. Really, really nice guy.
All right.
And hi, Carol and David.
Oh, that's his wife.
Celebrating. Yeah.
They're celebrating a birthday at the same time?
No, but just want to mention her too. And pleasant people, real pleasant people.
Very, very, very nice. It's Hannah Teeter's birthday today. Hannah Teeter is 35 years old. That's the female snowboarding superstar. Rosamund Pike is 43. That's the star of Gone Girl. Here we go. Finally, I had to get to a name that we know. Tracy Lawrence. And he's going to be appearing at the Mid-Florida Event Center with Joe DiMessina.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
And it looks like not Three Dog Night, but the Little River Band is up and coming too there at the Mid-Florida Event Center. They're getting some really good shows, I think, in that vicinity.
They've upped their game.
I'm pretty sure the Seafood Festival goes on pretty soon, too. I have to find out for sure if it's... I might be mistaken. It's either this weekend, I think, or the following weekend.
Okay.
Which I don't want to miss my seafood in a festival
That's
there.
right, because when you see food, you eat it.
Oh, all the time.
I'm the same way. Keith Olbermann, 63 years old today. That's the bridge-burning former Sports Center anchor turned ultra-liberal political TV personality.
Wow, that was like a whole mouthful of what you just said.
Did you like that?
I think I got a liberal, I got a TV personality,
You got
anchor
everything.
out of it.
Yeah.
Boy, that was who is this guy?
Keith Olbermann.
A number of things.
Keith Olbermann. I'll read it again for you because I just like the way it rolled off my tongue.
Oh, yeah.
He is the bridge-burning former Sports Center anchor turned ultra-liberal political TV personality.
He did a lot in his lifetime. You can hardly do it in one full mouthful.
No.
You got to shovel many mouthfuls into what he did in his lifetime.
Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts, is 67 years old today. The drummer from Pink Floyd, Nick Mason, 78 years old today. Wow. Celebrating a birthday in the heavens, Donna Reed. Remember Donna Reed?
She was the love interest of Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
Right?
Yep, she passed away in 86.
In 1986, Donna did.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart passed away in 1791.
Wow.
Celebrating a birthday
Yeah.
today.
Can you imagine, like, his passing was in, like, the 1700s?
I know.
And he didn't live to be a really old age, Mozart, did he? What year? Does it say what year was he born?
He was born in 56, so it's 66, 76, 86. 87, 88, 9, 90, 91. Wow, 35 years old.
Yeah, I didn't think, I thought he
Wow.
died at kind of like a young age. I
Okay.
thought he sort of did. But he died on this date in what, 1700?
1791.
1791 for
Yeah.
Mozart. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, just think how, in the whole scheme of things, we're
Mhm.
only here on this earth. Like, does it kind of get to you sometime? We're only here like for a century. And
If
then,
even that.
and doesn't it bother you when you start seeing people go in your century and
Yeah.
like uncles and aunts? And
It does because, I honestly feel if we're put here, why take us away? Why can't we just stay forever? But we all have to grow old.
And it really starts hitting home when the people closest to you are going,
Yeah.
and your role models and such. Yeah.
And your family, when your family, excuse me, when your family members start to go, they say, I thought about this the other day. I don't know what I would do, God forbid, if one of my kids were to pass away before me,
Yeah.
because they say you're not supposed to bury your children,
Mhm.
and that
Mhm.
just, it's just,
I can't even imagine being in somebody's shoes. Like I have such a hard time when my cat dies or if I have a dog that dies because they become my children.
Oh, I don't even want to think about
I
when Kaya has to go.
can't even imagine.
No.
I don't want to think about it when Jack Frosty or Hans would go either.
You're so emotionally attached.
Yeah. I know
And
I
it's so
would be.
true.
If like Jack Frosty, died overnight, I would not be here this morning.
I understand.
I couldn't
And
even muster it.
I probably the same way. God forbid if Kaya were to pass. I would need a couple of days to recoup from something like that.
You get so attached.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
attached to their little things that they do. They
Yeah.
get attached to your schedule and what
Yeah.
you do. And it's hard for me. Like if Kitty dies and I know that Kitty is out rubbing me on the leg at that same time every morning. And then the following morning, boy, you sure are missing that.
Yeah, it's crazy because Kaya, like you have Jack Frosty will rub against you. Kaya, when I go to bed at night, Rachel will come in and lay with me as I'm falling asleep behind me. And Kaya, like this is weird. I have to lay on my right side and face the opposite way
As you're falling
to
asleep.
fall asleep.
Yeah.
I
Otherwise,
can't
it's not going to
face.
happen.
Yeah, it's weird. I have to lay on this side to fall asleep.
That's your routine. That's your routine,
It's just
though.
it's like
Yeah.
habit. So as I'm laying that way, I'm facing because Rachel lays on that side of the bed. At night, Rachel will come behind me as I go to bed, and she'll just lay with me as I'm falling asleep just for a little bit because it's too early for her. And Kaya will get up on the bed in Rachel's slot. And Kaya will put her head on the pillow and she'll nuzzle herself like right in here at my shoulder.
And you see, if you lost Kaya, you would sure be missing that.
Forget it. I'd be a basket case.
Yeah. You miss them when they're gone.
Oh, geez. Let's rewind the clock and let's go back in the day if we could, Bonnie.
Yes, we'll go to 1976 with the Happy Days spinoff. Do you remember that one, Evan?
Yes, I do. I do remember that.
Which one was it now? Directly following was
it the two girls?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Laverne and Shirley.
Yes.
It premiered in 1976 with
Okay.
Penny Marshall as Laverne, Cindy Williams as Shirley. I
Uh-huh.
think Mork and Mindy was even a spin-off of Happy Days. Because
okay.
if I remember right, Robin Williams first appeared as Mork. I think it was either a Laverne and Shirley or Happy Days episode. Michael Jackson suffering those second and third degree burns on the state in 1984 when his hair caught on fire and he was filming a Pepsi commercial.
He had all that gel in his hair. That's probably why.
I know, right? Like way too much
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
29 years ago in 1993, we lost the great Andre the Giant. He died of a heart attack and he was only 46.
7'4" tall, Bonnie.
I remember
That's a big
him.
boy.
I remember him best playing. I loved him playing Bigfoot.
Yeah.
In the $6 Million Man.
Yep.
Every time that Bigfoot episode would go on, we would have to watch. And then there was like a cliffhanger, I think, where Bigfoot, Andre the Giant, was going to get him. You had to wait next week for that scene.
Yep.
Yeah, that was some good stuff back then.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go to 2018, 4 years ago today.
Mm-hmm.
Huey Lewis had to abruptly, kind of not. He was ready to perform in Dallas. He then lost his hearing,
Mm-hmm.
so he couldn't perform that
Oh,
night.
no.
So he was later diagnosed with Meniere's disease.
Oh, wow.
And you know what, Evan? I think it's quite more common than you think,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the one where you get vertigo, the tinnitus, the ringing in your ears.
Oh,
some
that is the worst.
dizziness involved.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my dad might have gotten an operation for his.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a little operation, and I think the fluids going through your ears
Mm-hmm.
are kind of unbalanced or some sort of thing.
Right.
But yeah, Huey Lewis had that, and I think more common than we know.
Wow. George has vertigo, by the way.
Does he now?
Yeah, he's got vertigo.
Okay. Yeah.
And when he gets it, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, and I bet it makes you a little nauseous too.
Yeah, he does.
Uh-huh.
He battles it, but he
Ugh.
just powers right through it.
Ouch. Oh, do you want one more?
Sure, go for it. Give me another one.
I find this because you remember the song Barbie Girl by
Oh
Aqua.
my gosh, do I ever. I used to love that song.
And I did too. But 19 years ago, Mattel, I guess they tried to sue them for the song. Mattel, the makers of Barbie.
Really?
Mattel Company lost its copyright infringement lawsuit against Aqua for the song Barbie Girl. By refusing to hear the case, the Supreme Court upheld a ruling that the song is a parody and a social commentary, and thus protected by the First Amendment. So it sounds like Mattel couldn't sue.
Wow.
Big company like that is, a cute song like Barbie Girl. Why
Wow.
would you want to sue?
I don't know. Let's listen
Play
to
the
it.
song.
Jump in.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere.
I just want to get up and dance right now around the studio. It's got such a good beat.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation.
All right, enough of that song.
Since you played that, I guess I can see where Mattel really thought they might be infringing on Barbie, because they're completely singing about the Barbie doll when you can brush my hair, change my clothes.
Yeah.
It was totally about Barbie that we know.
Definitely.
But they didn't get sued. The band didn't anyway.
No, not at all. That's your back in the day.
It
That
is.
was some good stuff there, Bonnie.
Thanks, Evan.
Today is International Holocaust Remembrance Day. It's a day we remember those that were involved in the Holocaust. Terrible times happened back then on International Holocaust Remembrance Day. We remember Nazi atrocities or cities, so no one suffers like that again.
Yeah.
It's also, this is a good one. I'm going to save this one for last. Oh man, sweet tooth time. It's National Clashing Clothes Day. So
Clashing clothes.
yes, you're supposed to wear things that clash today.
Oh, okay.
Things that don't match.
I think I tend to do that often. Sometimes I think I'm a little colorblind.
No, when you come in here, you're always matching.
I guess.
You're matching now.
I guess it's okay.
Oh, you don't have the black and pinks on today. What's going on? What happened?
I don't know. I just felt like wearing what are these? My LA gears
Okay,
today.
so you went from Nike to LA.
Yeah, it was an
All
LA
right.
gear kind of day for me.
All right. Here's this is the one I waited for. It's National Chocolate Cake Day, Bonnie. Oh boy. You know what that means, right? You got to get some chocolate cake.
I want some.
Yes.
Got to get me some ice cream on there with a big spoon.
Oh man, there's nothing better than a nice, thick, rich, and I mean really rich chocolate piece of cake with globs of frosting.
My mom used to make a white frosting. It was called a Crisco frosting. Does that sound gross to you?
Crisco?
There was actually Crisco mixed with sugar in this frosting.
No, not at all.
And it was perfect on a chocolate cake.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Somebody was calling and they hung up. I guess they didn't want to talk to us. So yeah, go get some chocolate cake. But if you're going to get chocolate cake,
yes,
you have to have that ice cold glass of milk.
With a napkin right alongside you
Yes,
to do the little wipe.
to wipe your lips, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah. We got to get to news right now, so we're not behind. Sorry about that. Our phone call's ringing, but got to get to the important stuff. Without further ado, let's go to the news desk. Bonnie is standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. What will be Florida's, actually, Governor Ron DeSantis make that is reacting to criticism from the White House over his support of monoclonal antibody treatments for COVID patients. DeSantis disputing statements from Press Secretary Jen Psaki.
But the idea that somehow this has led to like massive adverse reactions is just a lie.
COVID, DeSantis says the decision by the FDA to pull the authorization for monoclonal antibody treatments was made without any clinical data. And the governor's controversial pick for Surgeon General is closer to being confirmed. The Senate's Health Policy Committee confirmed Joseph Ladapo's appointment yesterday, but the vote was held without any Democrats present because they walked out of the hearing. North Korea fired a pair of projectiles believed to be short-range ballistic missiles on Thursday morning, the South Korean military said, marking the regime's sixth launch of the year amid growing international concern. The missiles were launched from the area around Hamhung, a city on the east coast, and traveled roughly 118 miles at an altitude of 12 miles before landing in the sea between Korea and Japan. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a text message sent to reporters. The military detected the launches at 8 a.m. and 8:05 a.m. Japan's defense ministry said that the missiles did not appear to reach the country's territory or the waters of its exclusive economic zone. Washington unilaterally imposed sanctions on several North Korean individuals over the launches earlier this month, and last week led a call for the UN Security Council to add to the sanctions. However, the proposal was blocked by Russia and China. Those hoping to see a rocket launch from Cape Canaveral today may have to keep their fingers crossed. SpaceX is planning to launch an Italian observation satellite aboard a Falcon 9 rocket at 6:11 p.m. However, launch conditions have been downgraded to only 60% go. What will be Florida's official state dessert? Today in Tallahassee, state senators will be taking up a proposal that would give that honor to strawberry shortcake, with no offense to other popular choice.
We're not stepping on the pie, so the key lime pie is a state pie. We're not displacing that.
And of course, State Representative Lawrence McClure of Plant City says strawberries inject about $1 billion into his area's economy. And lastly, a guy in Alabama was renovating a house he bought and found a wedding ring under the carpeting. Turns out the couple who sold him the house lost it and hadn't seen it in 30 years. They're both in their 90s now, and he got the ring back to them. Charlotte coach James Borrego gave his players a simple instruction Wednesday night: let it fly. And the Hornets didn't disappoint. They made 24 three-pointers, broke the franchise's single-game scoring record, and produced the highest point total in the NBA this season with a 158-126 win over the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, you got to make all of those three-pointers to get that many surmountable points. That is just incredible. In other games last night, Miami Heat, they win over the New York Knicks, 110-96. Phoenix Suns over the Utah Jazz. The Brooklyn Nets lose to the Nuggets yesterday, and it was the Cleveland Cavaliers over the Milwaukee Bucks. Our news time coming up on 7:26. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
7:26 right now on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie's got another look outside.
And we're not finding any accidents on our highways right here. So, yes, so far so good. If you're heading out this Thursday morning, you're going to find a nice ride. Everything running smoothly on the turnpike. I-95 to US Highway 1 looks good right here. And if you see traffic, give us a call at 220-9788 at 220-WSTU. Clouds and 64 right now in Port St. Lucie. And in Lindenhurst, New York this morning, a chilly bones, only 13 above. And here's more on our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 60s, some fog developing mainly inland. This afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. We'll see partly sunny skies and a few stray showers possible. Tomorrow, some showers in the morning, then sunny for the afternoon with highs in the upper 70s. Saturday, some showers in the morning and then sunshine for the afternoon. Temperatures starting off in the upper 40s and highs only in the upper 50s with those winds picking up. By Sunday morning, temperatures down to the 20s to low 30s. A cold start to the day and chilly afternoon with highs in the low 60s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
It is 7:30 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie, and it's time for our weekly visit with one of the classiest gentlemen out there that Bonnie and I both know. He heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. And of course, folks, if you are not a member of the Stuart Martin Chamber, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if your head's buried in the sand or what's what, but you definitely have to sign up because the benefits are endless. The amenities are endless. The networking is endless. And on our line right now is a gentleman that is the glue to keeping that whole place together. Joe Catcherbone is joining us. Joe, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Evan. Bonnie, great. How are you?
We are just fine and dandy right here this morning. And we were talking about your awesome dress, too, on the radio so early.
Yeah, definitely so. The way you dress, me, you're a classy guy. But before we get into our conversation this morning, Joe, I brought the band in here this morning in studio. They're all tuned up, and they want to play a song for you real quick. So with your permission, here is our band for you.
Okay.
you go. That's the Get Up and Go Show band.
thank
Wishing you a happy birthday, Joe.
They were really tuned up good this morning.
Yeah.
Don't they sound just terrific?
Yeah.
Nice
Yes,
and
they do.
Nice
They
and
do.
refreshing, and they say it's your birthday, and
Yeah.
we hope you're celebrating well and having a nice one.
Well, it was yesterday, and it was wonderful, and it was great. We ended up at Barb had a little get together for me last night at the Palm City Grill.
Oh, I
Well,
should have known you would be there.
Yeah, so it was really great. So I had "Happy Birthday" sung to me probably 3 or 4 times yesterday.
Well, you know what they say? They save the best for last, and that was us. So there you go.
That's right. It was very, very nice. Thank
Well, I'm
you.
glad you enjoyed your birthday. I'm glad it was a good one. So we have a question. Bonnie and I were discussing off air, how much of a classy dresser you are, whether you're wearing your suits or a sport jacket. But Bonnie was curious about one question, and it pertained to
If you have the classy cowboy boots, because with your horses, and we kind of pictured you like in one of those big winter trench coats with the boots, like the marshal coming in.
Now that it's really funny because I have a locker out at the barn, and I have oh God, I forget what my mind just went blank. But the long raincoats, I think they call them. God, mucks are they? I don't know. Anyway,
okay.
I have this long brown coat that I wear in the wintertime if it gets cold. That goes right down to my ankles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
you see.
It was hanging out. It was hanging out in the barn, so I brought it home, and Barb washed it last week. I mean, the 20s Saturday night, isn't it? It's supposed to be in the high
What?
20s.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No, wait a
We're
minute. I'm hearing 20s.
Well, we're going to be, it could very well be, because we're going to wake up to like 30 or 31, we're hearing on Sunday morning. So, Joe, yeah, there might be something to that. If we're
so I do have, and of course I've got heavy jackets also, but Bonnie, Barb last week or a week or so ago said to me, if I see one more, I buy my boots online from Sheplers because they have every size, every imaginable skin you could want, or whether it be leather or ostrich or snake or whatever. But the reason I do that is because I wear a double or a triple E. You just can't walk into a store and you have a limited selection.
Yeah.
So Sheplers sells every boot known to mankind.
Oh, really?
From Lucchese to my personal, I like Tony Lama or Dan Post boots.
Right.
But anyway, they come in a great big box, and obviously when the mailman brings them, they're boots. So the next time I see a box come, I'm going to send it back. She said, "Do you know how many pair of boots you have?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, 18. And I said, "No, I have 19. You're not counting the pair I have on my feet." So to answer your question, Bonnie, I have 19 pair of boots, every color, every. I have alligator. I've got crocodile. I've got ostrich. I've got snake skin. I've got eel skin. So I have. Yeah, I have them all.
Compared your boots compared to Gary Owens' kilts that he has.
How many kilts?
I don't
does
know,
Gary
but
have?
Gary did text me though, and he said to wish Joe a happy birthday from Gary Owens. So
right on.
Well, thank you, Gary. I appreciate it.
maybe you and Gary could get together and maybe you put one of Gary Owens' kilts on with your cowboy boots.
That ought to look good.
See how that looks.
Does
The one thing I could say without question is I wear my boots a lot more often than he wears his kilts.
I haven't seen Gary in his kilt yet, so I don't know.
I wear boots every day, so I know I got a beat there.
I've seen a few pictures of him in a kilt that he posts on Facebook.
Yeah,
he looks good in a kilt, I must say.
I bet he does.
I've seen him. Yeah. He looks good in anything. He's a good guy.
He is. He really is.
Is that cowboy store still open in Stewart? There was like a huge cowboy store that I went to I think it was on Monterey Highway.
Yeah, I think it's called West of Old England.
It is.
I don't promote them too much because they're not members of the chamber.
Well, I bought a cowboy hat from there one time when I was kind of getting into the cowboy spirit. I remember going in there, that one time and picking out a cowboy hat to wear.
Again, years ago when they were members, I did shop in there, but again, they have boots, but they're limited in width. They're mostly a standard D width, and I have to have at least a double or a triple E.
Gotcha.
But gosh, you have to have a very big closet. We'll come build you one, Joe.
Yeah, really.
For all of your for your boots.
Have a big closet, but it's pretty difficult when you got 18 pair of boots lined up.
Yeah, well, unopposed to Gary Owens' 2 kilts, he texted me and he said he only has 2 kilts. So,
oh God,
yeah. So one he can loan you and one he can wear. Maybe you guys could both wear matching kilts and matching cowboy boots. That would be a sight to see. Anyway, hey, let's get down to business. Let's talk some chamber talk. We had a little bit of fun there chatting with you, and again, happy birthday to you. What's been going on at the chamber lately?
Well, I think I mentioned to you last week, we 2 of our staff had COVID.
Right.
So we shut the office down Tuesday. We had to cancel our business after hours last Wednesday. We canceled a meeting, a local government meeting this past Wednesday. And I had one Friday that was canceled. I had the office sanitized on Monday morning. So we had to stay out of the office until 1. We opened the office at 1.
Right.
And then we're open for business right now.
Good.
So the 2 staff members are now positive or negative. They both had negative tests yesterday, but I asked them I thought it was best for them to stay home until Monday. So hopefully Monday we'll be back at full force.
Good. Now I understand, and we were talking about Gary a few minutes ago. Isn't he hosting a business after hours or something like that soon?
Now I'm going to tell you. Now, if you ever want to make a business after hours, I don't think you've ever made one of our business after hours, except at the trade show.
Yes.
But if you want to see a business after hours done first class uptown, you've got to come to that one. And if Gary, if you're listening, you put some pressure on them to come to your business after hours.
Oh, he will. Believe me, he's a class act all the way, and I already was asking him about it, and he's expecting a large. I mean, listen, Joe, he may have to go get a tent and put up a tent outside of his office because that many people are going to attend the business after hours.
He'll have circus performers.
I know, right? Maybe a guy that swallows swords or spits flames or something
trapeze.
like that. Anything's possible. But what's the date of that one?
It is, let me look here, on the 16th. 2 days after Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow. What a better time to have a business after hours.
And where is that one going to be?
I'll be right up the street at the office.
North Federal Highway.
You know where the Key West Diner is, Bonnie?
Oh, yeah. I know exactly where
Right there.
Gary is.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you really, if you can clear your calendar, you just need to come and get a taste.
Maybe he'll wear his kilt for us.
Well, you never know.
Anything is possible. What else has been going on in the chamber lately, Joe?
We got put on hold. We've kicked off Career Connect Martin. We've got about 8 or 9 employees now who have signed on with us to accept trainees. And we've talked about this before. We're going to be getting trainees for qualified members. We're going to pay them $15 an hour for 4 weeks training. And then hopefully the business that's training them is going to hire them. Obviously, before we put a trainee with the business, they're going to have an opening so that if this trainee meets their qualifications, then they're going to give them a job. And obviously, if we're paying them $15 an hour as a trainee, the job they're going to be going to will be $15 an hour or more, which is pretty good.
All right. Very good. Very good. By the way, Gary said to tell you, Joe, that he is bringing in live music for business after hours, and he's going to have his special homemade margaritas.
Wow.
Oh boy.
You just got to show up for the margaritas alone.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll grill something with Gary's barbecue sauce. That
Yes.
famous, he sent me some like a honey habanero sauce that
Mhm.
was incredible on grilled shrimp and chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I won't be drinking margaritas, but I'll be looking forward to it.
I might have to come by and see this extravaganza. I mean, the way it's sounding, it's like a black tie affair.
yeah.
Well, black ties would be acceptable.
This is true. This is true. Hey, Joe, do we have any new business that's signed up in the past week?
Evan, we do, and unfortunately, I don't have them in front of me. You know Murphy's Law? This morning,
Right.
my car wouldn't start.
Oh, no.
So 6 o'clock this morning, I called AAA. They were there, thankfully, before 7 o'clock, got me jump-started. It's just a battery.
Okay.
So Barb had to follow me down to the battery store down here in US 1. I left my car. My car's there right now waiting for them to open.
Okay.
And so, and we have a new program, our Outlook program. We had 2010 for years.
Mhm.
So we just switched over to 2020.
Mm-hmm.
My laptop has not been adapted for 2020, so I couldn't get on my laptop this morning. So I don't have the new members for you, but I can tell you, Amy has knocked it out of the park. I think we got 8 or 9 new members.
Oh, my.
Congratulations.
Wow, congratulations.
Ooh,
All
that's
right.
great.
Very good.
Oh.
A couple of trustees with that. So
All
Wow.
right.
I will have them. I promise you, I'll have them for you next
Okay.
Thursday.
All right.
We'll have a list for you.
All right. Very good.
And
very
hopefully your afternoon goes better than your morning did, Joe.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it was a real Murphy's Law. It actually started last night. We're going out to Barb had that, as I said, we were going to the grill. Get in my car. It's click, 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 click.
Yeah, I don't like that
Started
sound.
last night.
No.
Yeah,
no,
so
no,
it's
no.
just been a combination of things this morning.
How long have you been a AAA member for?
Since 2009, I believe, before 2004.
Wow. I got my AAA when I turned 16 in 1976.
You've had it. Have you had it consecutively
I have had
that long?
AAA since 1976 religiously.
You have not gone 1 year without
No,
it since
no,
since you
and
were how old?
It is when I turned 16.
Did they have AAA
Yes.
back then?
Oh,
Wow,
yes.
way back then. Wow.
Oh, yes.
Oh my
It was
God!
probably,
I
they
mean,
were just probably starting out.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I've gone some years without it. I still have to get it to get
Mhm.
mine
It
because
is so worth
it is
every
well
penny.
worth it. It really is.
Yes.
yeah,
I mean,
and you don't think about
I,
it.
I didn't think, I called at 6 o'clock in the morning. He said, well, he'll be there within a couple of hours. And I had the dog out in the backyard, and all of a sudden I see all these lights out in front of the house, and he was.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't think about it until you see one of those signals or the little engine light goes on.
Yeah.
Then you say,
Yeah.
"Oh gosh, I wish I had AAA."
Yep. And this
Thank God I haven't used them that often. But
peace of mind.
Thank God the times I needed them, they were there for us.
Yeah, it's great peace of mind to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Joe, if people want to get a hold of you, give out your information if you would, please.
Certainly. My phone is 772-287-1088.
Mm-hmm. All right. Very
Or
good.
you can go to our website, stuartmartinchamber.org, and you can even join on our website if you so choose, but we prefer you come in and sit down
All
so we
right.
can tell you all the benefits that are available here at the Chamber.
All right. Very good. Gary said to tell you he's going to have a scotch for you.
Okay.
Anyway,
Thanks,
hey,
Gary.
Joe, thank you so much for joining us. As always, you're one of our favorite people to have on the program each and every week at this time to talk about the Chamber a little bit.
Well, thank you. I told Barb this morning, you two are my best PR agents anywhere.
Aw, well, thank you. That means a lot. We're very humbled by that. Thank you so
and
much.
say hi to Barbara.
I will. She's
Yes.
listening, so I'm sure she's waving at you.
Hello, Barb.
Hello, Barb. Hello, Barb. We should have had Barb call in and sing happy birthday to Joe on the radio.
she might want to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe she could do that
Yeah.
next week.
There we go.
A happy belated next
Yes,
week.
for
But
sure. Hey, Joe, man, have a great day, and we will see
Thanks,
you
guys.
real
Have a
soon.
happy-
All right, take
talk to
care.
you next
Bye-bye
week.
now.
Bye-bye.
All right. 7:46, the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. We're going to get right to the news desk. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie, what's going on?
Well, Evan, the U.S. Coast Guard said at least one person is dead and dozens more are missing after a boat believed to be involved in a human smuggling operation capsized Tuesday. The crew of a tugboat, the Signet, intruder noticed something odd in the water. We spotted an object that looked odd. We turned towards it to get a closer look. Once we got closer, we realized it was a boat that was capsized. Captain Ryan Elwin said. The boat's crew took pictures. The Coast Guard said the man who was rescued is lucky. We often rely on sometimes heroic acts of Good Samaritans operating in a marine environment, and this case is no exception, said Commander Joanne Burdian with the U.S. Coast Guard. We're deeply grateful that that mariner located the survivor in this case and saved his life. Burdian said the boat the man was sitting on was involved in a human smuggling operation. This event occurred in a normal route for human smuggling from the Bahamas into the southeast U.S., she said. The search continues for the dozens who remain missing. Justice Stephen Breyer is retiring from the U.S. Supreme Court, and a likely candidate to succeed him grew up here in Florida.
Stephen Breyer is one of 3 generally liberal justices on the High Court. Constitutional law professor Brendan Beery of the WMU Cooley Law School in Tampa says activists were campaigning for Breyer to step down in case Republicans win control of the Senate this fall.
He was under a lot of pressure and decided to take a different route than Justice Ginsburg did.
Biden has pledged to nominate an African-American woman to the High Court, and Beery says the name he's watching is Federal Appeals Court Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, already vetted by the administration. I'm Gordon Bird.
A city in central Florida finds itself in need of a new police chief. The Winter Park city manager announced yesterday that Chief Michael Deal has resigned. This follows Deal's arrest in Seminole County last week for domestic violence. As overall COVID-19 cases decline, a local infectious disease doctor says that doesn't mean a decline in his workload. Here's WPTV's John Shaman with more.
Every single day we're seeing new cases.
It's been more than a year of 18-hour days for Dr. Modi Ramgopal. Even though the number of COVID patients he sees now is still quite high, the Omicron variant is less severe.
Compared to the Delta, where for me it was one of the worst periods of my life, to be honest.
He's been at the forefront of clinical trials, gaining access to monoclonal antibodies not long after then President Trump was treated back in 2020.
Which we have never seen the number of monoclonal antibodies develop in such a quick rate.
He understands why monoclonal antibody sites were recently closed, as the FDA said their effectiveness against the Omicron strain of the virus was limited. However, he's upset that the government hasn't yet made antiviral pills widely available.
You go to India, it's available, but we still don't have it available in Florida to the extent where it should be given to every single patient or most patients who are infected very early. When we look at the data and show 90% reduction in hospitalization.
We reported last week the pills were only available with a prescription at a handful of places around South Florida and nowhere on the Treasure Coast.
It's kind of shocking, it's kind of distressing, and it's kind of concerning and worrying. How is it we can't make this happen?
Dr. Ramgopal also wishes vaccination rates were better.
That once patients are vaccinated, once you have a booster, we don't see those patients being admitted. And if they are, they may be admitted for something else, and their COVID is incidental, and then they're discharged in a few days. The game is still ways to go, but we're 2 and 3 steps further along.
John Shainman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A boil water advisory is in effect for all Fort Pierce Utilities Authority customers after a water line break on Tuesday night. Water was restored Wednesday morning, but all customers remain under a precautionary boil water advisory until further notice, according to a news release. FPUA crews are continuing to test and flush the water to ensure clarity, and customers are urged to boil drinking and cooking water before use. A rolling boil of 1 minute is sufficient, according to the release. Blood donations have plummeted throughout the pandemic, but the area's blood supplier has come up with a new way to enable donors to track where their donation goes and perhaps receive a thank you message from its recipient. One Blood, which serves Indian River, St. Lucie, and Martin counties, and is familiar to residents with its big red bus donation vehicles, has unveiled its My One Blood Journey program that notifies donors when their blood it's on its way to help a patient, and even what hospital it's heading to. To participate in the program, donors simply need to provide their email address at the time of donation. A tag is attached to donations. One Blood sends to hospitals, and patients or family members can send an electronic message back to their donor. And lastly, original Charlie Brown voice actor Peter Robbins died last week at age 65. He committed suicide after years of struggling with addiction and mental illness. At just 9 years old, he was the first person to voice Charlie Brown back in the 60s. His first appearance was on 1963's A Boy Named Charlie Brown, a TV documentary about Peanuts creator Charles Schultz. The Indian River State College Pioneers won their 20th game, but it wasn't easy against State College of Florida from Bradenton. The game was a nail-biter, with the Pioneers popping the Manatees 84-83 in overtime. The Pioneers gave their coach Charlie Wilson a fifth consecutive 20-win season. Now, next game is in Fort Myers against Florida Southwestern. The are number 12 in the U.S., while IRSC is number 3 in the USA and number 2 here in Florida. So the tip will be 2 p.m. Saturday. Hear that on WPSL Global with pregame at 1:45. And hey, the IRSC women, too, they beat a Daytona prep school 89-49. News time is 7:53. We'll have weather and traffic together coming up.
7:54 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie has another peek out the door. Bonnie?
And out the door, we see a good ride. You know, the weather's fine and the roads are nice and clear right here this morning, both for Martin County and St. Lucie County. As we take a look, we're not finding any highway accidents, no roadblock as you're heading out the door right now. When you see something, say something, tell us. We're at 220-9788. 220-WSTU. 65 under a mostly cloudy sky this morning in Stuart. Over in Greenville, Liberia, it's a balmy, partly cloudy 85 degrees. Here's more on our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 60s, some fog developing mainly inland. This afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. We'll see partly sunny skies and a few stray showers possible. Tomorrow, some showers in the morning, then sunny for the afternoon with highs in the upper 70s. Saturday, some showers in the morning and then sunshine for the afternoon. Temperatures starting off in the upper 40s and highs only in the upper 50s with those winds picking up. By Sunday morning, temperatures down to the 20s to low 30s. A cold start to the day and a chilly afternoon with highs in the low 60s. I'm WPTV First WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
7:58 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. And coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, Randy Siegel's going to be here with the Space Report. And, of course, Bonnie will be here with her news and a whole lot of fun as well. And, of course, we'll have open phones a little bit after 8 o'clock if you want to give us a call, 220-9788, 220-WSTU.
Yeah, and in sports, I'm just looking at sports. So Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end Rob Gronkowski, who is only age 32, says that he might not be returning next season.
Wow.
So could you imagine a Tampa Bay Bucks team without Brady and without Gronk?
I don't know. Brady could go somewhere else, too. He has the power to do that.
You just never know.
If somebody's got the dime, Brady's got the time.
Maybe he'll team up with Aaron Rodgers and they'll play on a team together.
Could you see Brady at the Dolphins?
I could.
Wow.
Or maybe Rodgers at the Dolphins.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
No, I want him to stay with the Packers.
All
What
right.
are we saying?
All right.
We're just playing.
All right, we're going to take a short pause for the cause. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
8:06 right now on the Get Up and Go show.
What's happening today?
Well, we got a lot happening today.
That's the craziest story I've ever heard.
Well, I'm glad it is, because we're going to have some more crazy stuff in just a few moments.
Ay, caramba.
Yeah, like I said before, it's 8:07. Mr. Clock, would you certify the time?
It's now 8:07 a.m.
8:07 a.m. on the Get Up and Go show. And of course, we always welcome your phone calls. We'll do some open phones and some freestyle stuff this morning. 220-9788, 220-WSTU. You can give us a call and we will play your radio psychologist on the air. You can lay down on our virtual couch and we will counsel you this morning.
Cookies might be involved. Don't we have the cookie lady coming in tomorrow from the Girl Scouts? And I don't know, last week, Evan, she brought us like a truckload, this lady.
I'm still eating those.
I know you went home with 4 or 5 boxes.
Oh my God, you took a couple too.
I think I took like 4 home. It was incredible because I had a box here. Oh, the Toffee Tastics, by the way, they were my favorite.
Really, the bomb, huh?
What a wonderful cookie. I think I enjoyed them more than the sweet s'mores that I also took home.
Okay.
And of course, I took home the tagalongs because they had the peanut butter inside. But I wonder, we can't wait till she comes back tomorrow because we want to visit her and see, how the Girl Scouts have been faring.
Yeah, we took some to O-Town with us last weekend, and we snacked on those on the way up and on the way back.
Yeah.
We still have boxes of cookies in the house we're still snacking on.
That's perfect for the room. And, sometimes you go to the hotel room where they did they have like a little goodie snack bar lined up for you, waiting for you there already?
Well, it's in the lobby area. They have, but in the room they have a microwave. There's a mini fridge. So you can, prepare stuff and things like that in the room if you want.
I remember going to the water park in Wisconsin where they had, if you wanted, you could purchase, like a little goodie area right in your room where they would have the snacks lined up for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
After you did some traveling. I have a couple of fascinating facts for you, Evan.
Tell me, I'd love to hear them.
Well, AT&T Stadium in Texas, where the Dallas Cowboys play, and the deer and the buffalo roam. No, and where the Cotton Bowl was just held, they use more energy on game days than of Liberia.
Really?
In just the AT&T Stadium in Texas alone.
I'm going to be going there in April for WrestleMania.
Are you going to be at that stadium?
I will be at that stadium.
Stadium?
Yes, I'll be there all weekend, April 1st through the 4th. I can hardly wait. I have heard so many things about this stadium. I'm really excited.
How very cool is that?
Yeah.
And for WrestleMania, do they bring out the bands? Do bands play and everything?
They bring out the musical artists. It's a 2-day production. It's unbelievable. It's the Super Bowl of wrestling.
It is
what it is, literally.
And so who's the most famous wrestler that's going to be? Is John Cena going to be there?
No, I don't know. He's pretty much, he's kind of out of the picture. He's bowed out because he's a movie star now. But there's the big thing that's going on right now in the professional world of wrestling is Roman Reigns, who is the supposed what's called the Universal Champion. He's the head of the table, and he is going to be one of the headliners along with Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins. There's so many of them that are going to be hitting up WrestleMania.
Now, who was the wrestler headlining our area when you were at Mid-Florida Event Center for it last? We were talking about, was his name Moose or something?
Oh yeah, Moose.
Moose. Now,
yes.
is he part of all of this? Or?
Moose is part of Moose is with TNA. That's another wrestling organization.
It's another one.
Right, that's another wrestling organization.
Yep.
So they never combine the two.
And the physicalities, I know, I heard you guys talking now that they have to go through with wrestling. I mean, it's not just them lifting you up into the air and twirling you around and lying you down on a soft mat.
No.
I heard that mat is only but like an inch or two in width.
That's it. What you're looking at. That is it right there.
Oh, you could take a head pounding. How do the guys land without landing on their head and breaking their neck sometime, or do they sometime?
These guys are trained athletes. Literally,
Yeah.
literally. Here's what I'm going to do for you, Bonnie. Okay, this is what I'm going to do for you. There is a professional wrestling school here in Port St. Lucie.
Oh, you want me to go to it and learn?
No,
learn some
no,
wrestling?
What I don't want you to learn. I don't want you to get in the
go
ring.
wrestle some other
No,
females.
I don't want you to get in the ring. But they meet on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights at 7:00, I do believe.
Okay.
So on a Tuesday or a Thursday night, I would, and I know the people that run it. I'm going to invite you and Gary to come down and see how the guys train, and you can
Wow.
actually watch them
Yeah.
train in the ring, and kind of like we'll pull back the curtain, so to speak.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
My nephew up in Wisconsin, Ethan, was a
Mhm.
wrestler, and he
Mhm.
made it. I think he made it to state. He
Mhm.
was doing very good with his wrestling.
Oh,
We're
wow.
proud of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a call real quick, and then want to get right back to what we were talking about with you. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning. It's a high school wrestler.
Oh, hi,
Pitting
Charlie.
Charlie.
Hi,
I
Charlie.
was Westchester County champion a long time ago.
Westchester?
Westchester County,
Was that up in what state?
1963,
What state was
Yes.
that, Charlie?
New York.
Westchester County.
All right.
That's out on
But
the island.
anyway, Jesus, that would be funny. But I remember. Do you remember Bob Backlund? That's what I called.
Of course, I knew who Bob Backlund is.
He used to come to my gym when I was running a health club in Bridgeport.
Mhm.
That guy was one strong dude.
Oh yeah, Bob
he used
Backlund.
to take a couple of 50-pound dumbbells, go around my pool, indoor pool,
Mhm.
and with squat jumps. I couldn't believe it. I
Mhm.
mean, all around the pool. AA champion.
Mhm.
And remember when they turned him crazy?
Oh yeah,
It
definitely.
was so sad.
They put him with
working for the
Skandar
Hartford-
Akbar.
Yeah. So, and then we bumped into each other. He lived in Glastonbury, Connecticut.
Mhm.
He came in and talked to a gal that used to work for me, placing advertising. It was so weird. I mean, that was years later, actually.
Wow.
But he was one heck of a champion.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys in the world of professional wrestling these days that are former Olympic athletes, such as Kurt Angle, who
Oh,
wrestled.
yeah.
He wrestled in the Olympics with a broken neck and got a gold medal.
Really?
Yes.
How does one do that?
I don't
How-
know.
I mean,
I
Oh, my
don't
God.
know.
He's gotta
I
have a-
wouldn't have let him wrestle. If
Yeah.
I was his dad, I would have said, "I'm sorry, son."
He powered
got a
through and he
broken
won the
neck. I
gold.
think
He
you
won
should
the gold
relax.
medal. Yeah.
does he have a
Thank
neck
God
like
he
a
didn't
tree
die
trunk or
or get
something?
paralyzed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll pull up a picture of him, Bonnie, so you could see. I mean, like a tree trunk. I kid
I
you not.
know. I didn't have the ears. I was so fast. Whatever. But a lot of the guys got the cauliflower ears. I know.
Yeah.
I never wore the headgear or anything.
Were you
like
in a
that.
certain division, Charlie? Like, do they have divisions in wrestling like they would in boxing?
Well, they have. In high school and college, there's weight classes.
Oh,
I
the weight
wrestled in the
class.
130-pound weight class.
130-pound guys, huh? Full of muscle.
Well, it's the lightweight, which is really light, and then the 30, 119, 130, 136 on up.
Now, this
So
guy
it was
that
unlimited.
Evan's showing me, you said he broke his neck, and
That's Kurt Angle.
Now, how can he break his neck? You couldn't even break a solid neck like that. And how
Oh,
did he do it?
Well, this
Come on, Bonnie,
picture
it can happen.
here that you're looking at is way post Olympics. He was not this cut or built or this size when he wrestled in the Olympics. So this is
You
all
do-
post.
Okay,
You
how
do
did he?
bridging. You build up your neck. You have somebody get on top of you, and you're bridging, and you're flipping around and spinning, and the whole. And you don't eat that much.
How
make
did he
your weight
break his
class.
neck? Did he land on his head? Who
knows, Bonnie? Who knows?
Do you know how
Anyway,
his neck
I
was
love
broke?
you guys. I'm going to let you go. I know this is my one call, ringy dingy, right?
Well, I appreciate it.
Okay. Talk to you
All right,
later.
take care. Bye
Goodbye.
bye now. I'm bringing up his Olympic. There's his Olympic picture right there.
Oh yeah.
So you see the neck is not like a tree trunk there.
No. Oh, he reminds me of, I don't know why, but he sort of reminds me of that boxer that he looks like that boxer to me. Was his name Boom Boom Mancini?
That was a good one.
Boom
Yeah.
Boom. He kind of reminds me of Boom Boom a little bit.
Mhm. That's actually for your curiosity, if I can hit this. Hold on, let me hit this little button here so you can see. That's actually him in the red right there,
Wow.
wrestling. This is like probably 25 years ago,
Yeah.
at least.
He is like
Yeah.
he is one mean machine.
Yeah.
More interesting facts for you, Evan.
Yeah, please go right on ahead.
The eye of an ostrich.
Mhm.
An ostrich. Have you ever been up close and personal to an ostrich eye? Like when you go to Lion Country Safari?
No,
and
I
they're
never have.
eyeing, like if you ride through with your vehicle, those ostriches come up and they're eyeing you right at you. Well, the eye of an ostrich is bigger than its brain. An ostrich's eyes are about 2 inches in diameter, which is almost the size of a billiard ball.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So if you ever play pool and you're shooting the billiards, those eyes of the ostriches are that big.
Oh my. That's crazy.
The better to see you with.
That is crazy.
Don't ask me if they have great eyesight though. But I hear they can run really fast. Like a
Yeah.
ostrich can
I
run.
would not want to outrun an ostrich because I do hear they are very, very fast.
Yeah. So are a bear. It's crazy. We've been seeing the viral videos and people getting close to the black or the brown bear.
Mhm.
Those bears too can be terribly fast. And I wouldn't be getting very, very close to one.
Wow, that's crazy. Crazy.
So we
Cray.
learned this morning that McDonald's is adding 4 fan-inspired menu hack items to its menu next week for a limited time.
All right. Tell me what you got.
These sound really disgusting. They include like a hash brown McMuffin. So that
What, a
one's-
hash brown McMuffin?
I guess that one's not too bad. You get a hash brown inside of an egg McMuffin.
So you take away the egg, you take away the cheese, and you take away the ham.
Take away anything.
No?
You just have that full McMuffin, and
So you have an egg McMuffin and you're adding a hash brown to
you're
it.
putting a hash brown in
So
there.
instead of having the hash brown on the side, it's put right on the sandwich.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're mashing all these weird things up together. If you like your double cheeseburger, I don't know, but I like mine alone. Well, they're putting a whole layer of McNuggets on top of your double cheeseburger.
Oh my.
Isn't
That's
this
weird.
Isn't that insane?
A McBurger or a nugget burger.
And you know
What
what
would you call it?
I don't know, but people start their weight loss and they start these New Year's resolutions to lose the weight.
Right.
And McDonald's, places like these are coming out with incredibly fattening. They have one called the Land, Air, and Sea Burger,
Mhm.
which is, well, you get all 3. You get your Big Mac with the beef,
Mhm.
with 2 burger patties. A Filet-O-Fish patty is in this one, and so is a McChicken patty. Land, Air, and Sea. So you got your
That's
fish,
weird.
you got your chicken, you got your beef, and they're mashing it up all into one patty.
That's weird.
Are you going to try any of these?
No. That's just downright weird.
Isn't it just getting a little bit like enough with the occasion?
Yeah.
Aren't you just getting to the point where enough is enough?
That's just weird. I mean, why mess with the menu?
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
I think one of the fattening ones I saw too was where what one was doing it. Was it a Taco Bell or somewhere where I went where they had a chicken sandwich with a glazed waffle, then a donut on top with like a combination like that.
That's weird.
Which just is like
No,
it's too much
No,
fluff.
it's not well.
Yeah.
It's time for the Precious Metals Report. Brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold's going to be opening up at $1,808.80 an ounce, and silver opening up at $23 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report. And of course, it's always brought to you by our good friends at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. 8:21 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer is planning to step down by the end of this term after nearly 3 decades on the high court. A source with knowledge of his plans told USA Today on Wednesday, handing President Joe Biden his first opportunity to nominate a jurist whose influence could be felt for decades. Breyer's announcement, which several outlets citing unnamed sources said would occur at the end of the court's term in the summer, will kick off a frenzied process of naming and confirming a successor, typically a months-long ordeal that in this case is expected to end with a groundbreaking nominee. Biden had promised during his presidential campaign to name a Black woman to the Supreme Court for the first time in American history. Governor Ron DeSantis is reacting to criticism from the White House over his support of monoclonal antibody treatments for COVID patients. DeSantis disputing statements from Press Secretary Jen Psaki.
But the idea that somehow this has led to like massive adverse reactions is just a lie.
DeSantis says the decision by the FDA to pull the authorization for monoclonal antibody treatments was made without any clinical data. The governor's controversial pick for Surgeon General is closer to being confirmed. The Senate's Health Policy Committee confirmed Joseph Ladapo's appointment yesterday, but the vote was held without any Democrats present because they walked out of the hearing. As overall COVID-19 cases decline, a local infectious disease doctor says that doesn't mean a decline in his workload. Here's WPTV's John Shaman.
Every single day we're seeing new cases.
It's been more than a year of 18-hour days for Dr. Modi Ramgopal. Even though the number of COVID patients he sees now is still quite high, the Omicron variant is less severe.
Compared to the Delta, where for me it was one of the worst periods of my life, to be honest.
He's been at the forefront of clinical trials, gaining access to monoclonal antibodies not long after then President Trump was treated back in 2020.
Which we have never seen the number of monoclonal antibodies develop in such a quick rate.
He understands why monoclonal antibody sites were recently closed, as the FDA said their effectiveness against the Omicron strain of the virus was limited. However, he's upset that the government hasn't yet made antiviral pills widely available.
You go to India, it's available, but we still don't have it available in Florida to the extent where it should be given to every single patient or most patients who are infected very early. When we look at the data and show 90% reduction in hospitalization.
We reported last week the pills were only available with a prescription at a handful of places around South Florida and nowhere on the Treasure Coast.
It's kind of shocking, it's kind of distressing, and it's kind of concerning and worrying. How is it we can't make this happen?
Dr. Ramgopal also wishes vaccination rates were better.
That once patients are vaccinated, once you have a booster, we don't see those. If they are, they may be admitted for something else and their COVID is incidental, and then they're discharged in a few days. The game is still not over yet. We still have ways to go, but we are 2 and 3 steps further along.
John Shainman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
North Korea fired a pair of projectiles believed to be short-range ballistic missiles on Thursday morning, the South Korean military said, marking the regime's 6th launch of the year amid growing international concern. The missiles were launched from the area around Hamhung, a city on the east coast, and traveled roughly 118 miles at an altitude of 12 miles before landing in the sea between Korea and Japan, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a text message sent to reporters. The military detected the launches at 8 a.m. and 8:05 a.m. Japan's defense ministry said that the missiles did not appear to reach the country's territory or the waters of its exclusive economic zone. A boil water advisory is in effect for all Fort Pierce Utilities Authority customers after a water line break Tuesday night. Water was restored on Wednesday morning, but all customers remain under a precautionary boil water advisory until further notice. According to a news release, FPUA crews are continuing to test and flush the water to ensure clarity. Customers are urged to boil drinking and cooking water before use. And lastly, Kansas City Chiefs fans are gracious winners because after the Chiefs knocked the Buffalo Bills out of the playoffs on Sunday, they raised almost $200,000 for a charity named after the grandmother of Bills quarterback Josh Allen. The idea came from Brett Fitzgerald, who owns a Chiefs fan account. He asked followers to donate $13 each to the Patricia Allen Fund. That benefits a children's hospital in Buffalo. The $13 is in honor of the 13 seconds that it took Patrick Mahomes to drive down the field so the Chiefs could tie the game at the end of regulation and send it into overtime. As of yesterday morning, more than 9,800 people joined together to raise $178,000 for the hospital. Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end Rob Gronkowski, who's 32, said Wednesday that, well, he will need time to weigh a return for next season. If he had to make a decision right now, he would not return to play in the NFL in 2022. Gronkowski, who played on a pair of one-year deals over the past 2 seasons, said Monday during his final Bucs availability for the season that he would need about 3 to 5 weeks to decompress and assess how he's feeling before making a decision. And the New York Giants don't appear likely to make major changes at quarterback in 2022, and they definitely won't be in the market for Deshaun Wilson. We're not trading for Deshaun Wilson, Giants co-owner John Mara said Wednesday after introducing Joe Schoen as the team's new general manager. Daniel Jones has been New York's starting quarterback for the past 3 seasons, but has struggled with injuries and inconsistent play since being drafted number 6 overall in 2019. 8:28 is our news time. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
Time right now on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for another look at traffic and weather together. Bonnie, what's going on?
And as we bring up the latest highway report for us now, and we're just kind of waiting to take a look. Looks good. Yeah, we've had a nice morning throughout all of our towns, St. Lucie, Martin County, Stewart, the Palm City area, Jensen Beach. Roadways are looking good and clear at the moment. And if you see something, say something. Tell us at 220-9788 at 220-WSTU. 65, it's cloudy here in Stewart. Also a cloudy 65 in Port St. Lucie. Here's more on the weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 60s, some fog developing mainly inland. This afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. We'll see partly sunny skies and a few stray showers possible. Tomorrow, some showers in the morning, then sunny for the afternoon with highs in the upper 70s. Saturday, some showers in the morning and then sunshine for the afternoon. Temperatures starting off in the upper 40s and highs only in the upper 50s with those winds picking up. By Sunday morning, temperatures down to the 20s to low 30s, a cold start to the day and chilly afternoon with highs in the low 60s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:33 is the time right now on the Get Up and Go Show. Time to hop in my rocket ship and connect up with the SS Siegel Enterprise, where Captain Randy Siegel is standing by. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, Admiral. Well, sir, today is a very somber day for NASA because it was on this date in history, back in 1967, that 3 Americans perished in a spacecraft. That was the Apollo 1 fire that took place and took the lives of Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee. The astronauts were preparing for the first flight of an Apollo spacecraft into Earth orbit. The astronauts hunkered down in their seats. The capsule was getting ready for flight. It reached flight pressure, and then a fire erupted inside the spacecraft. And since at the time they used pure oxygen, all of the oxygen was consumed and they perished burning alive inside that capsule. Because the idea of getting an astronaut out of a capsule quickly was not considered an issue. So the doorway was certainly not in a position to help them. These were the first of the astronauts to perish in a spacecraft. They were replaced in the next flight that was to take place, which did not fly until October of 1968, the Apollo 7, over a year later, with a successful flight of Wally Schirra, Walter Cunningham, and Don Eisel. But today is the day of remembrance, which also remembers those astronauts who perished in the Challenger and Columbia accidents. So we mourn for the passing of all of those astronauts. Those on board the International Space Station continue to do a whole lot of good work. Rajat Sharee and Kayla Barron, they service cotton plant samples inside the plant habitat in a study. NASA is investigating how microgravity affects cotton genetic expression, possibly impacting plant regeneration on and off the Earth. Mark Vanderhee worked on similar botany experiments with different plants. The study there was to explore how plant molecules, mechanics, and regulatory networks adapt to the weightless environment of space. Astronauts Thomas Marshburn and Matthias Marr from the European Space Agency, they continued studying investigations also on biology. Marshburn installed a centrifuge inside the Cell Biological Experiment Facility, an incubator with an artificial gravity generator that cultivates cells and plants inside the Kibo module. These will be returned to Earth on Monday inside the SpaceX Cargo Dragon spacecraft. Commander Anton Sheplerev from Roscosmos continues his exercise studies to see what needs to be done to maintain their fitness while in weightlessness. Flight engineer Pyotr Dubrov assisted the commander during the workout study and also swapped out fuel bottles inside the combustion integration rack. Get ready this afternoon or this evening for the launch of a Falcon 9 rocket. The launch is scheduled for 6:11 this evening, with the weather deteriorating from a 60% go to a 40% go. The hope is that those clouds in the front will pass in order to allow the spacecraft to be launched. If it does launch on time, it will return to the Kennedy Space Center, landing in Landing Zone 1. And then on Saturday at 3 p.m., another Falcon 9 is scheduled for launch. This one will be landing on a barge called a shortfall of gravitas. Then, from Vandenberg Air Force Base on Wednesday, between the hours of 11:37 a.m. and 4:38 p.m., NASA hopes to launch a National Reconnaissance Orbiting Satellite, where they would then land at Landing Zone 4 on land back at Vandenberg. So SpaceX has quite a few launches that are scheduled in a relatively short amount of time. We wish them luck as they continue their march to get satellites in orbit. Speaking about orbits, modular orbital station will be used as space tugs. The Russians feel that they can have smaller modules move around their big modules that are in space better than having to have larger crafts do it. The hope is that by reducing the number of crafts that they need and the weight gain, that they'll be in a very good position for further flights into space. Speaking about further flights, Rusakosmos announced that the U.S. has now granted cosmonaut Nicholas Chube a visa, so he will be able to train at the Johnson Space Center. Previously, these are problems that would prevent Chube from going to Houston and working on the modules that are currently in Houston that mock the International Space Station. It's imperative that astronauts remain completely before their mission for a much safer flight. Also, they're getting ready to launch another NASA astronaut, Frank Rubio, in a Soyuz spacecraft. Tomorrow, we're going to tell you about the new Vega C spacecraft from French Guiana and orbiting remains from Gene Roddenberry into space. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. That's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every weekday at this time, giving us all the insight, all things pertaining to NASA. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie is going to tell you about we need an hour to tell people about everything that's on their menu, but we only have just a few moments.
Yeah, and there's too many exciting things on the menu at Ellie's Deli. And
Right.
as we take a look at our calendar too, Evan, St. Patrick's Day, not quite here yet, but oh boy,
The luck of the Irish.
Chef Mark has already been serving up some St. Patty's Day sliders. You got to get in on the action with these. They come in soft rolls. They're topped with corned beef, deli mustard, red onions, carrots, coleslaw in these little bitty sliders, but so tasty. And, you know, nothing like fresh, cold deli potato salad to go with that. Of course, you can order signature salads, fresh jumbo wraps from Ellie's. They will deliver to you if you're working in the Stewart area. And Ellie's Downtown Deli has a full menu available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. They have a full-service deli with dining inside and out. You can, too, have them cater your next event. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. Located 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado, in 772-781-6605, and make it Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stewart.
8:42 is the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. All brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Justice Stephen Breyer is retiring from the U.S. Supreme Court, and a likely candidate to succeed him grew up here in Florida.
Stephen Breyer is one of 3 generally liberal justices on the High Court. Constitutional law professor Brendan Beery of the WMU Cooley Law School in Tampa says activists were campaigning for Breyer to step down in case Republicans win control of the Senate this fall.
He was under a lot of pressure and decided to take a different route than Justice Ginsburg did.
Biden has pledged to nominate an African-American woman to the High Court, and Beery says the name he's watching is Federal Appeals Court Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, already vetted by the administration. I'm Gordon Bird.
U.S. Coast Guard crews found one body while searching for 39 people said to have been on a boat that capsized about 40 miles off the Fort Pierce Inlet, according to the Coast Guard on Wednesday. The search began after a Good Samaritan rescued one person Tuesday from a 25-foot Pierce. The Good Samaritan reported to Coast Guard officials at 8 a.m. he rescued the man. Coast Guard Captain Joanne F. Burdian said a commercial tug and barge heading to Jacksonville spotted the boat 40 miles east of Fort Pierce. The boat that rescued the survivor was identified as Signet Intruder, part of the Signet Maritime Corporation. The survivor reported leaving Bimini Saturday night with 39 other people on board the vessel, she said. The vessel capsized shortly after they departed due to severe weather in the area. She said the survivor wasn't wearing a life jacket and he said no one else wore one. Governor Ron DeSantis is reacting to criticism from the White House over his support of monoclonal antibody treatments for COVID patients. DeSantis disputing statements from Press Secretary Jen Psaki.
But the idea that somehow this has led to like massive adverse reactions is just a lie.
DeSantis says the decision by the FDA to pull the authorization for monoclonal antibody treatments was made without any clinical data. President Joe Biden signed an executive order Wednesday that makes sexual harassment an offense under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. The executive order also changes the military's response to domestic violence and the distribution of intimate visual images. The order was called on for by the I Am Vanessa Guillen Act in the 2022 National Defense Authorization Act. Army's Vanessa Guillen was 20 years old when she died in 2020. She was stationed at Fort Hood in Texas when she was last seen in a parking lot on post. Her remains were found near Fort Hood 2 months after she disappeared. Gillian's family said she had been sexually harassed multiple times at Fort Hood before she died. Blood donations have plummeted throughout the pandemic, but the area's blood supplier has come up with a new way to enable donors to track where their donation goes and perhaps receive a thank you message from its recipient. One Blood, which services Indian River, St. Lucie, and Martin counties, and is familiar to residents with its big red bus donation vehicles, has unveiled its My One Blood Journey program that notifies donors when their blood is on its way to help a patient and even what hospital it's heading to. To participate in this program, donors simply need to provide their email address at the time of donation. A tag is attached to donations One Blood sends to hospitals, and patients or family members can send an electronic message back to their donor. And what will be Florida's official state dessert? Now, today in Tallahassee, state senators will be taking up a proposal that would give that honor to strawberry shortcake, with no offense to another popular choice.
We're not stepping on the pie, so the key lime pie is a state pie. We're not displacing that.
And State Representative Lawrence McClure of Plant City, says strawberries inject about $1 billion into his area's economy. 8:47, we'll take a quick look at sports. Iga Świątek took 3 hours in the afternoon heat to beat 36-year-old Kaia Kanepi 4-6, 7-6, 6-3 on Wednesday, with the payoff being a spot in the Australian Open semifinals against Danielle Collins. That temperature hit 97 degrees Fahrenheit on day 10, continuing a week of hot days at the year's first Grand Slam tournament. Collins won the opening match before the heat peak peaked and swinging it in her favor with a key service break in the final game of the opening set on her way to a 7-5, 6-1 victory over Alize Cornet. News time is 8:48, and we'll have traffic and weather together coming up.
39 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Time for a final look at traffic and weather together. Bonnie, what's going on?
Evan, we're still looking at a nice ride. Yes, it's been that way throughout the Thursday morning hours. We're hoping it stays that way because the major highways are nice and clear. North and southbound, traveling on US 1, you're looking at a good ride on this Thursday morning. Just be safe if you're heading out. And there's your latest look at traffic. We have 66. It's mostly cloudy in Stuart, and in Örebro, Sweden this morning, it's a partly cloudy 41. Here's our weather from WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 60s, some fog developing mainly inland. This afternoon, highs in the upper 70s. We'll see partly sunny skies and a few stray showers possible. Tomorrow, some showers in the morning, then sunny for the afternoon with highs in the upper 70s. Saturday, some showers in the morning and then sunshine for the afternoon. Temperatures starting off in the upper 40s and highs only in the upper 50s with those winds picking up. By Sunday morning, temperatures down to the 20s to low 30s. A cold start to the day and chilly afternoon with highs in the low 60s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you live on the air. Give them a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
You could get very sick from petting your lizard. Do not touch your bearded dragon, or you might contract salmonella poisoning. The CDC reports outbreaks in 8 states from people suffering from reptile dysfunction. That's right. These reptiles carry salmonella germs in their droppings. So avoid kissing or snuggling with your bearded dragon. Nobody wants to experience reptile dysfunction. This information is very important. I mean, important. Be sure to wash your hands after touching your lizard so you don't suffer from RD. Reptile dysfunction.
Reptile dysfunction. There you go. I've heard it all.
I wonder if there's a pill you could take for the reptile dysfunction.
Oh no. Maybe they have a mailbox that opens up and the flag pops up for that one too. Who knows?
Wasn't that funny? Who posted that, or who? That was
video?
A commercial. Didn't somebody make a commercial for that with the mailbox and the flag on the mailbox sticking up after you go inside and
yeah, that
get
was
your
the
Viagra?
That was the drug company. I forget who it was. That was on our morning show.
It was a brilliant ad for it.
Yeah, it was
just brilliant.
Very, very nicely done. Speaking of brilliant, we're going to have some brilliant things happening tomorrow on the program. The Girl Scouts are going to be here tomorrow in studio at 8:00.
I wonder if we'll be bringing more cookies home.
They'll be bringing my cookie order.
Because you and Rachel ordered some.
Yes,
you purchased cookies of your own.
We did.
And she was so good with us last week. Boxes. We went home. I think I had 4 boxes.
Calories galore.
Yeah. I mean, and they're all of the cookies. Gary had most of them, but all of the cookies were divine. And I think those toffee task sticks are my favorite this year.
Do you have any left over?
I do. I only have 2 of the toffee tat sticks. Not that I ate them all. I know he ate some too. More of the peanut butter tagalongs up in the cupboard.
I'm a big fan of the shortbreads.
Oh yeah,
the shortbread are really good. I've been actually, Rachel and I have been diving into the box. I think there's only like 4 left out of both the sleeves, and I've been eating those with like really cold glass of milk. They are really good.
Did you eat all of your Thin Mints?
No, Rachel, that's all Rachel.
Really?
She likes that stuff.
You don't get any of those?
No.
That's not a deal.
No, I like the what is it called? The lemon wafers.
Oh, you like the
Those,
lemon
yeah,
kind.
those are good.
I was going to ask, is there anybody out there that really likes lemon, or like lemon in their pie, lemon in their cookies?
I don't know. We can ask a phone caller though if you want, if
Sounds
they like
to
that.
me like a least favorite, but
I don't
we
know.
can ask.
Yeah, let's ask. Hi, good morning, phone caller.
Good morning. I love shortbread cookies too, Evan.
All right. Well, very good.
I just wanted to call up and say moderation.
Thank you. All right. Very good.
He always tells us that, right? To be
Yes.
moderate with
Yes.
it. Yeah. That goes with anything. Like you
Mhm.
can't drink too much milk or you'll
No.
get a tummy ache.
Well, I don't know. I don't. I like milk
Yeah?
because I have a what do they say? A calcium deficiency because I don't drink enough milk.
Oh, okay.
Because a long time ago, it's funny you mentioned that. A long time ago, I was getting some chest pains. This is going back to the 80s.
Were you into that, like that Pepsid AC and eating
No.
the whole bottle of it, or
No.
a bottle of Rolaids?
No, not at all. Not at all. To find out, I got taken to the hospital. They thought I was having a heart attack. To find out, I had a calcium deficiency. So the doctor said, well, you just need to basically drink more milk is what you need to do.
How many gallons are in your refrigerator right now?
Well, we always try to keep at least 2 gallons in the fridge at all
Yes.
times because Gavin is the one that devos the milk. Yeah.
You know, you got 2 big fellas in the house like
Mhm.
yourselves.
Yeah.
You're very tall. Gavin's getting to be a big boy.
Mhm.
Well, I think he was taller than you, isn't he?
He's going to be
Last time I
19,
saw him.
Bonnie. He's
2
going to be 19.
Yeah, 2 big men actually in the house. You got to
Yeah.
have a lot of milk.
Yeah. I bought myself a half gallon of chocolate milk
Oh,
at the store the other day.
Ooh,
I
that's
didn't get the cheap stuff either.
rich in flavor.
I like the Borden's chocolate milk
Oh, that
because
is
it's
good.
really thick and creamy.
Yeah.
When you start buying the generic brand, it's like watered down.
It is. And, Topanga loves the Publix brand, just Publix chocolate milk.
They have a good chocolate milk.
They do.
And it's nice and thick and creamy like Borden's.
But, doesn't Publix make everything good?
They do.
I don't think I've ever bought anything with the Publix brand on it that was bad. I mean, they just don't ever make a bad product.
No, they have great products. All their stuff is good. Even their generic ice cream is good. The Publix brand ice cream is good. The Neapolitan, the vanilla, the chocolate, the strawberry, the cookies and cream.
And through the pandemic, it seems like Gary and I were just talking about it last night. It seems like they're one of the businesses that came out the most successful, from when we went through COVID and the pandemic and everything. Them along with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Too.
They kept it going.
I need to buy some stock with one of these companies, Evan.
Well, you can't buy stock in Publix because it's privately held.
Only employees,
Only
right?
employees. Gavin just got his first share of stock. He's so excited about that.
That's smart. That's smart on Gavin's part.
Yeah, he just got his first share of stock. It was given to him.
I think I want to go to work there just so I can get it.
There you go.
Stock in Publix, man.
There you go. Hey, remember, folks, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
Yeah, and take care. We'll join you tomorrow morning for Best Bets and tell you more about what's going on.
Yes, definitely so. Make sure to be here from about 21 hours from now. Thanks for listening to us. Make it a great day. And just remember, always love somebody because somebody will always love you. I just thought of that about that top of my head.
It sounds like a song. Like, what's that song? Somebody Still Loves You?
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's a wrap for us, folks. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station.
That's all, folks.